Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Devon Rex for Art here, and today I'm going to be doing my Halloween Extravaganza Part 5, probably the last in my Halloween series for 2020, as it's October 31st, and I'm hoping to get this out to the YouTube world very shortly. So we're going to do a quick flip through. I might not go into great detail, but if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I will do my best to answer. So this is my Halloween journal. So I did a flip through of my first signature previously, and today I'm doing a flip through of my second signature. I actually had to take my third signature out because the book was getting too fluffy. So this will probably keep for next year. So here we go. So the first page, we did a little pocket using one of those bags. I added some tissue paper, some glitter gel through a stencil for the little cat here, and some skulls from the dollar store. I made this tag using some magazine images, Tim Holtz person. This was from the Antiquarian sticker book, which I used a lot of images from. So this sticker book here. And the print in the background, that's actually from Robin McClendon freebie print for October. It's a really great series. I recommend that you check out her stuff. And when I did this tag, I actually did it upside down, which is fine. So basically do that. And that was just from the paper pack that I got some of this paper from. I'd used a lot of my jelly prints and I altered them to use in my journal. So this was a jelly print that I had done, I think, on Kathy Berg's channel when I streamed with her and Colleen on, I believe it was October 13th. This background paper, I just added a bit of purple to the edges. This is a little insert I'm doing where I take some coloring book pages that I did in this awesome coloring book that Dee Dee Willingham introduced me to by Camilla Derrico. It's a very fun book. I think I'm going to continue coloring in this even once Halloween's done. So I took a few of the images that I colored and I scanned them into my computer, and then I just printed them out on some cardstock, folded it up, added a little tab, and then on the inside, I don't have it yet, but I'm going to put in some images that I'm working on currently. So this one's done, I just have to scan it in. And then this one here I'm currently working on. Not quite happy with it yet, but work in progress. When that's done, I'll scan it into my computer and then I'll print it out, add it to my little Halloween Coloring Pages 2020 insert. I'll probably put Camilla's name on here somewhere, and then that just tucks into there. This page, I worked on a jelly print. I used an image from a book that a lot of people use called Extraordinary Things to Cut Out in Collage by Maria Rivens. So she's from this book. Again, I think I saw Dee Dee Willingham and Colleen the Scrap Chick using this book, so of course I had to buy it. It's got lots of fun images. This spider, if you look at my Instagram, I do show what the jelly print looked like before I added the details. So one of the things was, this was just an outline of a spider. So I used some magicals to fill out his body, and then I added some orange Posca and some black Pitt pen to give him some dimension, because he was basically just the same color as this background, so I wanted to add some detail. And then this was just from a jelly print pull as well. And I thought that was a nice little quote for that. This was a lot of fun. So when I did this page, maybe I'll insert a picture here of what this paper looked like before I started adding to it. I distressed it, obviously. I changed this title here, and all the writing you see, I added all of that. So I added some names. These are actually galaxy names I combined to put in this column. This I did October 31st, and I just did random years, made up some codes here. And the results, I just sort of made up things like portal open, transmutation incomplete. Some of it got covered. I think that said subject expired, subject unconscious. I think that one said Genesis achieved. So I'll just, transparency, 58 seconds, dangerously high, facility contaminated. So that was fun. I should have taken a picture of that before I added all of the collage on top. So this is sort of my laboratory page section. And then in this pocket, I just added some stickers from the antiquarian sticker book, little words from the Tim Holtz pack that I showed in my last flip through. So this has lots of good little sayings and things to use. And again, I combined a couple stickers from the antiquarian sticker book. And I made this little tag here. She feared it was too late to save him. And then this was from my source book, this lady. So from this picture source book for collage, that again has lots of great images. You can check my flip through of my first section. I go into more detail about that. And just on a grungy background with some additions. And then this was from the source book. I colorized the portal here in green to match the green over on this side. In addition, I did add a faint yellow antique linen. I added just a bit of that just to help it, not kind of age it, but sort of mute it down, because instead of being stark white. So he's stark white, but the rest I muted with the antique linen ink. This is from the source book. This is from the antiquarian sticker book. This is from the Tim Holtz. I used some colored pencils just to add a little bit of green drippage there. Mushroom from the sticker book. And this is a pocket. So I added some doodles around the edge. This paper just came like that. This was actually the cover of a local alumni magazine. And I added this little seal from the sticker book, and I just thought that was kind of fun to tuck in there to go with the lab sequence. And again, on that lab theme, I used a alcohol ink print I had done, I think last year. So I just made it look like it's on a sample board level 3, and I put a little title there. This little tab, that's also with alcohol ink through a Yupo that was put through the embossing machine, if you can see that. And then the other side, I didn't like this print, but you know what? Its ugliness works in this situation. Just kind of grunged it up. These little stamps are awesome for adding little labels like that, or like this. It's sort of imperfect, level 13, containment breached. I took some Scotch tape that I colorized with alcohol inks. And I think I saw Johnny Junk Journal Shop do that. I added a little seal from the antiquarian sticker book. And then this just tucks into this envelope pocket. On the other side, I painted in a black cat, stamped a border. This was a jelly print. This was a Poe that was drawn by Dee Dee Willingham. She did this last year, and I received a print of it, and it's so awesome. And this was a failed image transfer, but I think it works in this situation. I added the printing here, Edgar A. Poe, and a quote from him. I wish I could write as mysterious as a cat. Next page, I had this jelly print background, and it felt sort of Egyptian to me. It's from a National Geographic transfer, and there's words like pyramid, Giza, pharaoh, treasure. So this is a magazine. I don't even know. I think it's from a local magazine. This was from that Extraordinary Things to Cut and Collage. And then I just made this little insert from a National Geographic page that I used this to wrap it in. And you just kind of open it up, And it says, of course, the holes are not for you to look in, but for the pharaoh to look out, perhaps at the stars in the northern sky called the imperishables, because they never set. And that's a quote from an Egyptologist, Jean-Philippe Lauer. And I just kind of distressed the edges as if you had come across somebody's, research materials. And this guy's kind of creepy, so I thought that was kind of cool. And for me, this is a lot of sewing. I sewed a button on, look at that, and I distressed the button. I made a little buttonhole just by cutting that netting a bit. So that just tucks in there. So it's interactive. I like the interactiveness. This is a picture of a door of a room, actually a apartment we stayed in Barcelona a few years back, and I just thought it was such a cool door, and I took a picture of it. It's got this really weird knocker, and the peephole is kind of grungy and green. So I put it on this jelly plated background. I edged it out with some metallic. I cut, instead of having the door, I cut this part of the door open so we could flap it over. It says, look in your mirror for the other one. And this was from a napkin I collaged on here. This was from, I think it's from a Bo Bunny charm set, but I added just some aluminum tape to the center to make it like an actual mirror. This was so much fun. I'm gonna miss doing this journal. I had a spider web jelly plate background, which had some little spiders on it. And that's kind of what the spider on this page, it kind of looked like that, just sort of like a shadow of a spider. So I looked up quotes for spiders, or spider webs, and I found this quote. Normal is an illusion. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, by Charles Adams. So all I did for this page is I just painted out the edges that were white, and I wrote this quote on tracing paper with a orange Posca pen, did some extra outlining in black and some purple with alcohol marker, popped on a couple stickers from the antiquarian sticker book, and I call that page done. That was pretty quick. This page really is creepy to me. One of my fears as a child, and still current really, is clowns and creepy dolls. And if anybody follows Brooke, Recreations by Brooke, she does this creepy baby series, which I didn't watch it for the longest time because the title just creeped me out. But she's so fun to watch and she makes it fun. So I thought, well, I'm going to conquer my fear. And I had this jelly plate background just of these pumpkins. And I believe that might be on a video that I've done. I can't recall. This side was distress inks, distress oxides. This side was paint on the short part of the paper. And I just collaged on some images. Most of them are from the Extraordinary Things to Cut and Collage, except this was a sticker from the antiquarian sticker book. And this lady here, this the witch, the conjuring of the toys. This witch is from Graphics Fairy. It was one of the free printables. The background was just basically white, kind of like this here. You can see that part. So I painted it out. I used the witch as my color inspiration, and I painted the background. So I was pretty happy with that. It's kind of creepy to me. And this page, there was a square jelly print here with a spider and a smaller jelly print with a bat. I was painting out the background. As I was painting out the edges, I had my hand down. And I thought, well, would that be cool if I just outline my hand and fill that in with black paint? So that's what I did. And then I added these creepy nails and some smoke up to the bat. And the quote from the Tim Holtz sticker book, The Old Witch. And I added some orange metallic paint. This guy was already creepy, so I just painted out the edges and I just put on a title, The Jack-o'-lantern. You can actually see like my finger imprints on the jelly print when I'm pushing. So that's kind of Looks like these things, claws coming up from behind. This was a jelly print I had done in one of my videos, and you can see sort of the shimmeriness of it. So I just filled in with black. It's amazing what just putting the black around it, how that really enhances it. And then this one was similar in that it had a square and then a section. So it had a square of a spider web and these little skulls. So I was painting, this is a foam skull from the dollar store, kind of like one of these things that I had used in my jelly printing. So I just added some paint to him. This was this is a wooden shape that I used when I did that. And I found this quote about skeletons. It says, "While you were busy judging others, you left your closet open and all your skeletons fell out." And that was Soul Searchers. I'm not sure who that is, but I thought, well, that kind of suits this page. So I just put them randomly as if the skeletons were falling out to the closet. Again, this was another one where the jelly print, the 5x7 jelly print was here. It's just green, just plain, well, not plain, but it was green, uniformly distressed. And this was another little spider down here, just a very small section. So I just turned my book this way when I painted out my hand because I'm right-handed. I can't paint with my left hand. And then I added one of the spiders I had used, I would think I used it when I did this jelly print. When I pulled it off, this was the red paint from that. So I added these claws just with some red Posca, and then added just some drippage. This jelly print, I liked it as it was, so I just filled in the white with black paint and wiped it away so it'd be sort of gray. And then I added some little fangs to the Gelli, just with a Posca paint pen and a little bit of gray paint to push it back a bit. So I thought that was pretty creepy. I looked for a vampire quote, but I didn't really find one that suited it. So I just put this little sticker. This was on one of my jelly print series, and I just felt it was kind of silly, and with the whooshing, it just reminded me of Ghostbusters. So I just wrote a Ghostbusters quote, pretty obvious. And then for the background, or the white section, I used purple paint, and I used black and orange Posca just to make a fun outline of that one. This was a page I had done following prompts from Colleen and the Scrap Chick and Kathy Berg. I can't remember whose stream it was on, if it was on Kathy's or Colleen's, but I'll link both of their channels below. And so there's different prompts here, and I had done a jellystone using embossed paper, and I had used that when I did jelly print. So that was pushed in there, and that's how I got that there. And this Nevermore, I had used, I don't think I showed this print on the video, so I'd used wax crayon on just a piece of cardboard that I had ripped. Yeah, that's how that got on the jelly print. And then I just outlined it because it wasn't super obvious, but I really enjoyed that page. I thought it was a lot of fun. So Frankenstein, Timmy People, Tree, Mummy, spider web, vampire, I think, mist, I think was one of the quotes, one of the prompts. So that's a lot of fun. And then here's one of my sugar skulls that I had done in a video, and I painted the white sections with that Mutant Shift blue paint. It's blue, but it has a purple shimmer, so you can see that. These are just felt pieces from the dollar store from a garland. I glued those on, and then I doodled the wording Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead, and I just did a lot of doodling around the edges. This is I think it's a sari, piece of sari that Kathy Berg sent me in some Happy Mail, and I thought it just kind of looked cool peeking out from here, and I felt like it finished this page on this side. On this side, it's the same jelly print here as here. Like I used the jelly plate. I picked up half of it on this side and half of it on this side. And then I outlined this in black, painted out in the green, the color shift. And then I added the glitter gel again through a stencil. This is a ribbon from the dollar store. And this side, I had just put some black gesso. Then I had painted with the color shift green. And then I used the same stencil here on top, and I filled it in with black. So I just like the color combinations, and I like the repeated pattern because I used the same stencil here. So we're kind of transitioning from green over to black to purple. And these were some napkins that I had used to decorate my pumpkin in my last video. So I made this little scene here, and I don't know if you can see, that's a dragonfly glaze on top of the moon. And I added some mist, and I distressed the pumpkins a little bit. And then here, that's the glitter gel through the stencil, and I have some purple as well. So I've got both of those on that page. And where there was openings, I added some gems, and added some gems around the edge. This is one of those paper bag pockets, and actually this same stencil that I used here, you can see it peeking through underneath. So it's just adding layers and layers. And I liked how this reminded me of the moon, this reminded me of the pumpkin, just the colors of it. So inside the paper bag, I had in my brain the not the lyrics, but the little monologue from Vincent Price during the Thriller video. And I just always, that just reminds me of Halloween. So I just printed it out on some linen copy paper. I crumpled it up, flattened it. I added ink to where the crinkles were. And then I stuck on this jelly print that I had done. I don't know if I did that on stream or not, but using the same skull that I used from this, and that was in part one. I'd done a bunch of jelly printing that I had done some of these skeleton using the dollar store skeleton. So I liked the purple with the green, and I just love that. When I read that, I can hear Vincent Price's voice, and it just brings back good memories. Lots of fun. So that just slips back into there. And then I just left this plain. I might add to it later. I was running out of time, but this one I didn't really like the background, so I used stencil to add text, to add clocks, to add color, some more colors to it. Cut out some pieces that I photocopied from my source book for collage, and I colorized those with orange, with the distressed linen to make them not so white, distressed antique linen. And then I used purple and orange ink and black ink on the edges. And I just felt like they're sort of dancing in space. It's like a bad dream. I did the same. I colorized the skull the same way. This fellow. This background is the green fin wax, but it was more of a bluey green. So after I had put it on with the stencil, I went over top of it with the green color shift paint, just so that it matched the background better. And then in this little tuck spot, what I put was a little booklet I made from, this is an image from my magazine journal, which I did a flip through. You can check that out on my channel as well. And that was just with some Timmy people and Catherine Anderson image in a magazine. And then that was also in my magazine journal. That was my cat Abby when she was a kitten. And that's actually like decor. And so I go through more of that when I do my magazine journal flip through. This was a staircase that led up to that door. This door here. Actually, though I printed it, it's really backwards. It should go this way. But I did this all in one piece of glossy cardstock, and then I folded it, and then I folded it again. So I made a booklet that way, and I adhered washi tape around the edges to keep it closed. So this ended up upside down, which sort of suits the journal anyhow. So I wrote, "There seemed no possible escape." Well, I didn't write it. Tim Holtz wrote it, or someone that works for him, and just kind of added those stickers, and there was a little bit of washi to keep it closed. We're nearing the end. This was a print I'd done, I think, while I was on Kathy Berg's channel on October 13th, and I just added some stickers after I painted out the white edges. And this was white, so I just kind of filled it in with some black watered down acrylic paint, craft paint. These stickers are from the Antiquarian Sticker Book, and they had a blue background, so I used orange alcohol marker to fill in the background so it would suit the page better, because I think the background was pinkish or bluish and it just didn't really suit this paper. This lady is from my source book. She was black and white, so I used alcohol markers to color her in. And then this frame is actually a frame from Antiquarian Sticker Book. So from this page. So it was actually a frame that didn't have anything in it. So I used that frame here, and I cut it out the same way so that I could colorize the edges in orange. And this was from the sticker book as well, from a different page. So I wrote out a little blurb. It says, "Margaret often felt like the black sheep of the family. She was wondering more and more if perhaps she was adopted." And that kind of reminds me of the Far Side cartoon, something he would write about. But I just think these images are funny. They have portraits. And then I'm not done, but I wanted to share this before Halloween's over because it's the 31st and I didn't finish. I did do this pocket here. It says trick or treat in the glitter gel. I used a flashcard that had the letter O for open, and I just used a toy catalog. I think I probably saw Nicole cut and glue playing with toy catalogs, so I glued some on, and I had some stamped images that a friend had sent me on tissue paper, and then sort of distressed it. And again, this is just from the toy catalog, some Baby Yoda, some Harry Potter, and just some Lego people. So that's just kind of fun. So that, I had this pocket, so the other side of the pocket. So it was a bag that opened this way, right? So the other side of the bag actually opened this way, but I glued down this section. I cut it the top open first, and then I glued down this section so that I could make it a pocket to fit this card, because it looked funny like that and it didn't quite fit in this way. So by altering the pocket, I was able to use that tag the way I wanted to. And then I put a little Scooby-Doo on the back with one of those skulls. That skull, I don't think I mentioned it, but the skull, that's just a ribbon from the dollar store. And then this was from a dollar store book that had different recipes in it. So I cut it wonky. I used washi tape with some glue to tip it in like that. So I didn't finish this page yet. So what I might do is I might do like little recipes on here. I don't know, I might incorporate that, write some recipes. Or the other idea I had was maybe just some bad Halloween jokes, some funny little, well, not funny, but silly little puns. I might add that in there. If you think of any, you can leave them in the comments for me and I'll incorporate them in here. I had done these alcohol inks on the jelly plate with Colleen the Scrap Chick on her channel. I don't remember what date that was. And this one, see, it's getting all fluffy. It's hard to even turn the pages. Oh my goodness. And this one, and I haven't had a chance to finish those yet. That's the back part of the signature. This one, I'm thinking what might look cool is like a tree in black on a hill, maybe the outline of a cat. I might do that. And on this page, it feels very time-ish to me, so I might do like a time warp theme from the movie Rocky Horror Picture. Color that red. I might put those on here and maybe do the lyrics of the time warp, or I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking. And that is the end of this signature. So I've had so much fun playing in this journal. I'm sad that it's Halloween today and the journal will come to a close. But you know what? I'll pack everything up, clean up my room, put it away for next year, and we can have more fun then. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
My room's a mess. I can't find anything. I can't wait to clean up.